Celebrities frequently endure unrelenting public scrutiny, but occasionally what draws notice isn't what's uttered, it's the silence. That is the situation with Hailey Bieber and the continuous hostility towards Selena Gomez. Even if the media and fans maintain tabs on every little exchange, one particular aspect continues to provoke discussion. Hailey's family has been very silent. In a society where families typically rush to express public support, their quiet sticks out. This raises the question of whether they are opting to avoid the drama or whether there is more going on behind the scenes. It is difficult to overlook Hailey and Selena's past, and Justin Bieber is at the heart of it all. The on and off romance between Justin and Selena was highly visible and made news between 2010 and 2018. Then, in 2018, Justin wed Hailey, completely altering the situation, despite the fact that both ladies have denied having any personal problems. Animosity between them seems unavoidable given their histories. Public denial, however, doesn't quell curiosity. Media fans have persisted in speculating, frequently interpreting every post, gesture, and rumor, even though neither of them discusses it much. Their names have been connected in many stories throughout the years, perpetuating this alleged rivalry. The silence from Hailey's family is another factor that complicates the matter. Hailey's family has mainly remained out of the spotlight, in contrast to Selena, whose close friends and family have frequently openly backed her. This has sparked countless internet discussions. Some believe her family just doesn't want to contribute to online controversy and prefers solitude. Some others think that the quiet implies something more private, that perhaps her family members don't all agree with her public handling of the situation. However, there have been a few outliers. Ireland Baldwin, Hailey's cousin, once stood up for her online when she was being harassed, demonstrating that her family is aware of the difficulties she faces. Nevertheless, their subdued demeanor has become a topic of conversation, particularly among fans who pay close attention to every little detail. In Hollywood, this lack of obvious backing may have serious repercussions. Your career is frequently impacted by how others see you. Everything from brand agreements to business partnerships may be impacted if the general public believes that someone is surrounded by negativity or doesn't seem to be supported. Hailey, who has her own skincare company, must exercise extra caution. Every time she releases a new product, internet users draw comparisons to Selena Gomez's elusive cosmetics business. For example, many fans quickly made unfair comparisons when Rhode posted a blush. Hailey finds it more difficult to go on without being associated with Selena's name because of these ongoing parallels, which also serve to maintain previous tensions. Social media is very important in this. Every action made by Hailey and Selena is analyzed in videos, comments, and viewpoints on social media sites like Instagram and TikTok. Hailey is criticized by some fans who claim that she is rude or defensive. Others support her, claiming that she is misunderstood and unfairly singled out. It's nearly hard to distinguish between supposition and the truth. While some people think the media is exaggerating the problem, or that both sides are using it to maintain focus on their companies, others say there is genuine animosity between the two ladies. In any case, their names continue to trend due to the constant conversation, which makes it more difficult for either of them to break free from the spotlight. There are a couple possible paths things might go in the future. Hailey could continue to face criticism from the public if rumors of conflict between her and Selena persist without any indication that they will be resolved. People continue to fill the void with their own theories as more time goes by without any clarity. However, Hailey could change public opinion if she decides to speak out about the issue, whether in an interview, a post, or even just by being more open online. Being open and honest can alter how others perceive her, particularly if she can demonstrate self-awareness and improvement. Viewers' perceptions of her will also be influenced by her family's participation or lack thereof. A simple gesture of support, such as a nice remark or a public appearance with her, might mitigate the criticism she encounters. Fundamentally, this circumstance involves more than just two famous people who have a similar past. It emphasizes how once fame enters the situation, private lives become public property. One of the most intriguing features of Hailey's family is their quiet, which goes against the norm for famous families. Choosing to remain silent can have an even more powerful effect in a society when posting remarks and demonstrating devotion. Online are required of everyone. It provokes interest, discussion, and never-ending speculation about what could actually be going on behind closed doors. Although internet drama isn't the only aspect of Hailey's life. Public opinion doesn't always distinguish between the two. There are pressures associated with being married to one of the biggest celebrities in the world, Justin Bieber. Every facial expression, attire, and response is examined. People continue to bring up Selena whenever she attempts to concentrate on her profession. It's a draining cycle that is difficult to break once it begins. For Hailey, handling this kind of scrutiny calls for equilibrium, keeping her peace while preserving her reputation and career. People's perceptions of the quiet surrounding Hailey Bieber and her family have come into focus as this narrative develops. Even in the smallest gestures, media fans are constantly searching for hidden meanings. Her family's lack of outward support does not always imply that they are not there behind the scenes. Encouragement and counsel are often given in secret among celebrity families in order to prevent escalating public disputes. However, the absence of that backing creates room for conjecture, which frequently results in criticism directed specifically against Hailey. All of this now takes place on social media, which has become the major stage. Every post, like, or remark made by Selena or Hailey contributes to the continuing discussion. Hailey's composed and quiet online persona is interpreted by some as evidence that she values peace and maturity over disagreements. Others have a different opinion, arguing that it gives the impression that she is alone or unsupported. Between those two viewpoints is most likely where the reality resides. Every action or inaction is amplified online. That much is certain. Her family's quiet is far more noticeable in this highly scrutinized setting than it would be in a typical setting. Hailey's professional life is impacted by this friction, in addition to her personal affairs. There is ongoing examination of her skincare line, road brand partnerships, and modeling career. The slightest error has the potential to become a hot topic. The conversation seldom remains on products when admirers liken Road to Selena's unique beauty. The two ladies engage in a symbolic face-off. Audience perceptions of both companies are impacted by this type of competition, whether actual or perceived. Additionally, even little changes in perception might have an impact on how businesses and partners react to her in a field where public opinion is crucial. Hailey must contend with the difficulty of protecting her image primarily on her own without obvious family support. It is impossible to overlook how the media shapes these narratives, even though Selena and Hailey have openly denied any ongoing disagreement. The incident is frequently framed as an ongoing rivalry in headlines and gossip sites. That impression is only reinforced by the lack of family remarks, which give the impression that Hailey is unsupported. People who are familiar with celebrity culture, however, are aware that many families decide to deal with these issues in secret. They are aware that a comment spoken in public can be readily misrepresented or taken out of context. Because of this, only a select few like Ireland Baldwin occasionally come forward, while others prefer to keep quiet and preserve harmony behind the scenes. This type of continuous focus can be emotionally taxing. Notoriety doesn't make people less vulnerable, it can make you feel alone. When every aspect of your life is scrutinized and every silence is questioned, Hailey's composed, well-groomed public persona may be an attempt to manage and regulate her emotions. However, commentators point out that even silent power has its drawbacks, particularly when juggling demands from family, career, and celebrity. People's opinions of her, both personally and professionally, will probably be influenced by how she handles these circumstances going forward. Additionally, there is the issue of limits and allegiance. Celebrity family members frequently have to choose how involved to be, whether to talk in public or to respect their privacy. Hailey's family may feel that keeping quiet is the better course of action since it maintains ties and avoids misunderstandings. They could be shielding her from needless headlines or misunderstandings that frequently result from even well-intentioned remarks by refraining from public interaction. Although some supporters may see this as a lack of interest, it may really be a conscious gesture of support that prioritizes peace over public safety. Hailey's family may decide to remain out of the spotlight and provide tacit public support in the future. Maybe by making a kind comment, going to an event, or making tiny online acts of solidarity. These modest actions might calm some of the continuing speculation and balance public opinion. However, if they keep their relationship quiet, it may also support the notion that Hailey is capable of handling the demands of celebrity and its obstacles on her own. Depending on how she wishes to project her image going ahead, each route offers benefits. Fundamentally, this whole issue goes beyond rival cosmetic companies or Hailey and Selena's background. It illustrates the relationship between perception, media attention, and quiet in the celebrity world. The narrative is made more complex by Hailey's family's subdued demeanor, which serves as a reminder that the real world may have just as much significance as the public. Their choice to stay out of the spotlight does not imply that they are not actively committed. It demonstrates how difficult it is to strike a balance between public demand and personal allegiance. Hailey's future will be significantly shaped by how she responds to these obstacles going forward. Her long-term reputation will be impacted by her work choices, her relationships with fans, and her family's behavior both in public and privately. Silence may sometimes be more effective than words in entertainment. It can serve as a show of strength as well as protection. Hailey's narrative sheds light on the hidden challenges associated with celebrity. Real individuals coping with emotional stress. Meticulous image control and difficult family decisions are behind viral headlines and online arguments. How these ties develop will probably become clearer in the coming months. Media sources will continue to create storylines, and fans will continue to analyze every appearance. People's perceptions of Hailey will continue to be shaped by her family's decisions, regardless of whether they choose to speak up or keep silent. Their silence may be working in her favor for the time being. It allows her to take charge of her story rather than having others tell it for her. Sometimes the best course of action in a world that expects responses all the time is to remain silent.